Jakey, tell me what's going on in the UK, buddy. Are you guys ready to open up yet or not?
Well, Monday the 17th, bars and restaurants can allow people inside, which is good. Also, bowling alleys and any kind of indoor activity that hasn't been open for nearly a year now can open. So that's pretty major. That's going to support the Great British Pound to the upside. But I did hear today on the news that Boris will consider local lockdowns because of the Indian variant. So we just need to have a little bit of caution with the Great British Pound. We definitely need to trail our stop losses on that, because any sort of news of Indian variant in any sort of city can affect the pound. So
yeah, right now there's a lot of bullish momentum. Fundamentals are to the upside, and it will lose that if there's any sort of negative news that comes out. So that's something we need to be careful of. In terms of crypto, Doge is up, 20-something%. Elon is apparently working with developers. This guy, that's the thing that we were talking about, right? I mean, Elon, you just don't bet against him. If you can afford to lose money, might as well put in, a couple $100 in Dogecoin if you can, a couple thousand if you can, depending on where you're at. But, it's important to understand that he's not going to let this one go. Hey, buddy?
Is not, to be honest. I mean, he's already sending that mission to the moon. He's talking to developers. If Elon Musk is bullish, again, I'm not going to bet against him. I'd rather have skin in the game and have some money in it, to be honest. So I'm in Doge. Let's just see where it goes, man.
Full disclaimer to all of you. I mean, we have to be understanding that this could go to zero, and you have to be okay. The money that you put in there, first off, we don't suggest you put in any money. But if you do, it has to be money you can afford to lose. And if you do lose it, you can still sleep at night. Okay. So full disclaimer out there. All right. But it's better to have skin in the game with something exciting like this, even if it's just a little bit, right? Ethereum is moving back to the upside as expected. When price went down to 3,500, that was a grab. We're going to take it to the markets there. Inflation moving to the upside. Hey, even some people, I don't agree with this. Some scare tactics on MSNBC, people talking about inflation could get up to 20% and so forth. I don't think it's going to get that high. Inflation will rise. That's 100% though. And that's why I believe we will see more volume going into the crypto markets to remove themselves from inflation. Okay. So as inflation is the biggest taxation. So Jake, why don't we just take it to the charts? How about that, buddy?
Yeah, go for it. Right. You go for your top three. I'll go for my top three, and then we'll go from there.
Awesome, buddy. Okay, the first pair we're going to talk about here is CAD Yen. Okay, so we're going to take it to the CAD Yen chart. All right. Now we're going to take it to the membership. We're going to take a look at the fundamentals channel. Okay, and we're going to take a look at what we got. All right, CAD is currently at a positive 6.8. Oh, I'm going to need a pen there. Positive 6.8. All right. And yen is currently at a negative 7.1. All right. Now, what's important to understand here is that fundamentals are to the upside, correct? CAD 6.8, yen 7.1. Short-term direction is to the upside, midterm direction to the upside, long-term also to the upside. Yen is a safe haven status. As the world's economies start to really open up and different variants are no longer an issue or have been contained, okay, we know that the yen will move to the downside and weaken as it's a safe haven status. CAD will move to the upside as demand for crude oil will rise and the Canadian dollar will follow. Okay, so what do? We take it to the monthly time frame as usual. All right, back to the monthly. We have to identify just what's going on, right? What's the first sentence? If I say roses are red, what's the finished sentence? That's right, violets are blue. You're not looking for entry on the monthly. You're looking for information to simplify the complicated. Monthly upper, monthly lower, weekly upper, weekly lower, daily mid-range, and 4H mid-range zone. Before we take it to the weekly, let's take a quick look at what's going on here. Okay, so we have buy pressure making moves, breaking our weekly lower right to our weekly upper, free range, okay? So buy pressure broke sell pressure from our weekly lower, free range to our weekly upper, buy pressure with fundamental support, of course, breaks weekly upper, free range to our daily mid-range. Assuming fundamentals stay the same, and we believe they do, okay, we will have price move to our monthly zone before it reaches its next army of sell pressure. Okay, think of it as like two armies meeting one another. Buy pressure won't have a significant competitor until the monthly zone. If it broke its weekly zone, it will be able to break its daily and its 4H. And if you're new to the team and don't know how to identify this, okay, it will come with time. Please make sure to watch FXG University. That comes with the membership. Okay, weekly upper zone. What do we see? Push, exhaustion, continuational push. Not much of an impulse move to the downside, even though there is. Then we have a continuational push to our 4H. We have a lower time frame impulse to the downside, but that's not noticed on the weekly. When we take it to the daily, all right, there we go. We see a new range, correct? Buy pressure breaking its 4H zone to the upside, okay? And then we see consolidation, move to the upside. Team FXG has been in this thing since the long ride to up, okay, as you all know. And if you aren't in this trade yet, you're going to want to wait for price to break 4H, push, exhaustion, continuational move to a monthly zone, okay? So we're going to continue to ride CAD yen to the upside. The only thing that we need to be careful of is any bad news out of Canada, any great news out of Japan that would increase strength, okay? But most of all, oil is what matters, okay? So we're going to move on to Ethereum now. All right, so Ethereum took a little move to the downside. Everybody calling it collapse of the market. No, there is no collapse. If you know what you're doing, this is called an exhaustion, okay? So what are we doing? We're moving to the upside here, right? We know where's the trend upside. Are you looking for any shorts? No, you're only looking to enter with the current, not against it. To the weekly time frame, you identify different area of sensitivity. Okay, we're going to bring it into the daily now. All right, so every blue zone here is a monthly zone. Our yellow zone is our weekly. And what we can see here is horizontal sell pressure. So when price made a push and came back for exhaustion, we knew that there would be buy pressure at 3,500. Okay, why? Previous resistance, new support, plus we have an even number, which the market tends to like, and boom, straight to the upside. Okay, let's now take it to the 4H. Okay. What we have to be careful here is head and shoulders position, all right? So what we can see here, we can move this actually up a bit. This is probably likely where our zone is. What do we see here? Potential head and shoulders, okay? So potential sell pressure here, potential exhaustion. So what are we gonna look for in terms of entry? We're gonna look for entry at fib, okay? First off, this is for those of you that are not in Ethereum. We've been riding Ethereum for quite some time, okay? We've been talking about long Ethereum since about 2,000 a coin, 2,300 a coin, okay? Now what are we looking for here? We're gonna look for exhaustion to either a 38.2, 50, 61.8% fib before then a continuational move, all right? We can also identify historical sensitivity here. Okay, we can also identify historical sensitivity here. What can we see? Horizontal buy pressure, also aligning with our 50% fib. So if we had to guess, we're gonna see sell pressure to our 50 before a break. Now, we may not see this exhaustion. Maybe there's a lot of buy pressure. Maybe buy pressure has not a hard time breaking sellers at our monthly. Then we have a push. Where's the push going to complete? Previous high, exhaustion, and we're looking for re-entry at completion of exhaustion to the upside Ethereum. We're very bullish Ethereum, and you all know that, okay? We're going to go now to Suncor Energy on the New York Stock Exchange, okay? Suncor Energy is a part of what? Energy sector, which is climbing back to the upside. All right, energy sector is I think up now 3.4% when the rest of the market is moving to the downside due to inflation concerns. So that's something to keep in mind. We're going to identify now all area sensitivity. Okay, here we have monthly zone, lower zone. Here we have mid-range, upper. Okay, previous high. So what do we know now? We know that buy pressure is in battle with sellers at our monthly lower zone. We have a push, okay, energy sector coming back to the upside as the overall sector starts to improve, okay, and we know that as well, COVID is starting to end, energy is coming back into demand, okay, so now we have buy pressure breaking sell pressure or is looking to break sell pressure with fundamental support, and we believe that it will do that. So as we take it to the weekly time frame, we see what we expect, and what is key here for Essentially what I'm trying to say is when you're looking to identify whether price is going to change direction or break through a zone, you're looking for some key things, okay? In this scenario, the key information is an impulse to the downside. We have contact, we have an impulse to the downside without making full exhaustion and a re-injection of buy pressure. This makes sense. And you take profits, SLs, limit orders, stop orders, market reaction to area of sensitivity. This is sell pressure. However, it's not a change in direction. Buy pressure took control and is retesting previous high. This is not an exhaustion. This is an impulse. This is exactly what you want to see when you expect price to break a zone. So what we're waiting for, team, is simple. We're waiting for that break of previous high. Low market hours, we'll see an exhaustion. Continuation will move to the upside. Suncor Energy, we do expect the sector to continue to do well. Okay, so that's it for me, Jake. Moving on to you, brother.
Okay, David, so I'm going to take it to the Great British Pound against the yen. Obviously, if I pull up the fundamental direction, we can see that the Great British Pound is at a positive 1.7 and the Japanese yen minus 7.1. We know that the country is opening up. We know that there's good news coming out, but we also have that Indian variant that might cause a few issues. So we need to be careful on this one and trail our stop loss. What do we know on the monthly time frame? All we really need to know is the flow, move to the upside, breaking our daily mid-range zone. Now we can take it down a time frame to the daily. What do we see when we zoom in? We can see that break. We can see exhaustion now, continuation of move, breaking our 4-hour upper zone to the upside. What are we going to wait for Monday? We're going to wait for exhaustion back to this zone. Again, it is late in Friday. We aren't going to see any more volume. We're going to see exhaustion. Monday morning, London market open, we're possibly going to see a move to our monthly zone. Keep your eyes on this one, team. You're possibly going to get an entry Monday. Tomorrow is Saturday. Okay, so I'm going to take it to FedEx now. What do we see? We see price breaking previous high and moving to the upside. The reason why I like FedEx is because the transportation sector hasn't really been affected by the inflation rate. It's moving to the upside and it's broken its monthly zone to the upside. Let's take it down a time frame. We are on the weekly time frame. Let's take it to the daily. It looks as though we've had that break, minor move to the downside. What I'm going to wait for is a break to the upside again, exhaustion, possibly set a buy limit order for a quick in, quick out to the upside on FedEx. I'm not going to look to a particular price because we're in a new range. So quick in, quick out on this one, get in, get out, take your money and go on this one. That is FedEx. And then the coin that I like the most is Litecoin. The reason for this is because let's take it to the weekly time frame. We can see that it's broken a very historical level and it's had full and complete exhaustion and finding buy pressure. So if we take it to the daily, we can see that. We can see the push and exhaustion cycles, breaking previous high, move to the upside. We saw sell pressure at the 400 level. We've seen full and complete exhaustion. Now buyers are coming back in. What we need to wait for, team, we need to wait for entry confirmation. So we're seeing the impulse. What we need is double confirmation. We will see a little bit of consolidation here. I don't think that price will continue. I think that it will consolidate because after an exhaustion, buyers need to come in at multiple levels in order for it to make another move to the upside. And this makes sense because it's done it historically here and also here as well, if we take it back. So Litecoin definitely on our watch list. And probably one to invest in as well. I might invest in this when I see buyers come in more at this level. So that is Litecoin.
All right, Jake, thanks, buddy. So that's it for us today. Not much else to say. If you learned anything at all, please smash that subscribe button, press that like button, leave a comment, click that notification bell. It all helps with the algorithm. And if you want to join the community, go to gentlemanmarkets.com. Hope to see you all next time. And thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.